Layout View makes it easy and intuitive to create and modify your forms. Double-click on the Sales Reps and Customers forms to open it, and drop down this button to change it to Layout View. When you click on the different words in the boxes, they get an orange box around them so that you can modify them. These words are called labels, or unbound controls. The boxes that contain the data are called bound controls because they're bound or attached to the source data in the table. Let's start by choosing a theme. Click on this button and go down to Foundry. Themes change the colors and the fonts in your object. We'll click on Foundry, and it turns our forms green and makes the font more interesting. You can also come over to this Colors drop-down and modify the color scheme. If you want to create your own for use across your entire database, click down here on Create New Theme Colors. For example, let's change the background from white to a very light green. Change the name down here to 2 trees and click Save. Now we have a green background. If you don't like it, you can open up the color drop-down again and right-click on your custom color scheme and edit it and change the color to something else instead. And then click Save again. Click on this plus sign in the corner of the form to select the whole thing at once. You can then change the font scheme for the entire form. We're going to go ahead and leave it on Foundry. Now, Layout View is table-based, so the controls are all organized into rows and columns. You can resize the fields as a group by clicking on one of the cells, holding the cursor over the side you want to move, and dragging it. For example, Home Phone is cut off, so I'll click on it, get the double-headed arrow, and make it a little wider. I notice that my state field is awfully big because it's in the same row as my picture. If I rearrange the form, I can also put cell phone down here below home phone. So click on the Arrange tab. Then click on Home Phone, and up here, insert a new row below the home phone. Click on the cell phone label and hold your Shift key to click the phone number as well. Get a 4-headed arrow, pick them up, and drag them down into this cell and drop, and they'll both move. Resize the bottom to make it a little bit taller. Let's move these labels and controls up. Click on Email, hold the Shift key down, and click on the $11. And because I held the Shift key, it highlights all of those cells. Use this Move Up button to move them all up at once. Click on Flag and shift-click on the checkbox. Use Move Up again and it will jump above photo into the blank space. Now, click on the photograph itself and hold the Shift key down and click on the third row below the picture so that all 4 of these cells are highlighted. And then click on Merge to turn them into one. Also notice the split vertically and horizontally buttons if you want to align controls next to each other. Now click on the State field, grab its bottom border, and drag it up. There, much better. Now, if I want to see more of my customer table, I have a few different options. I can drag my fields bigger and smaller, or double-click on them. I can also hide fields that I don't want to see. If I right-click on Address, I can come up here to Hide Fields, and I'll do the same for address number 2. I also have the scroll bar, so I can scroll over to the right-hand side. I can also make the subform longer by clicking on the right-hand edge and dragging it longer. If I want to change the alternating row colors, come up here to Form Tools for the data sheet, and it has its own specific set of colors. I'll click on Alternating Row Color, and I'll change it from blue to green so that it matches the above. Next, let's make our labels bold. I'll click on Emp ID, the label right here, and go to the Arrange tab, and I'm going to select the column. Then I'll go to the Format tab and choose B for bold. And then I'll do the same thing for this row right here. I'll click on Email, click on Arrange, select the column, go back to Format, and make it bold. If I don't like the appearance of the boxes, I can change those as well, using Shape Fill and Shape Outline. I'll click on the plus sign to select the whole form, click on Shape Fill, and I'll choose a slightly lighter green to fill the boxes. If I want to change the outlines of the boxes, I can change the color of the outline here and the thickness here. I could also make it dotted or dashed if I'd like. Next, I'm going to do some conditional formatting to highlight some unusual values. For example, maybe I would like all of the salaries above $15 to turn red. I'll click up on conditional formatting and make a new rule. I am going to use the values in the current record, and I want the field value to be greater than or equal to 15. And I'll make those bold and red. And then I'll click OK. If I want to set conditional formatting rules for more than one field, or if I want to make multiple rules for one field, I can do that right here in this window. I'll click OK. Now nothing happened here for Jordan, but if I go to the next sales rep, Lila, she makes $31 an hour, so hers are bold and red. And let's go back again to Jordan. Now I can also control the distance between the words and the edges of the cells and the distance between the cells themselves, using, on the Arrange tab, Control Margins and Control Padding. First, select the entire table using this plus right here. Control Margins. Let's try the different options. Narrow, medium, and wide. Let's go back to narrow. And then for the padding, try narrow, medium, and wide. We're going to go with medium. Now that we've made so many changes to our form, let's go over to the Design tab and then click on the Datasheet view to see how it looks. As you can see, using the Layout view makes it easy to modify your forms so that they're both functional and attractive.